So I lost 100 pounds in 8 months. And I don't know how to feel about that. I had VSG in July of 2018. And I knew that as a result of having VSG, I was going to lose weight. I knew that. But I did not, I'm not going to say I did not know I would lose 100 pounds. It just is somewhat surreal because weighing over 300 pounds, I never thought it was possible, to be honest. So when I first saw it on the scale, I was numb. When I saw that I was actually 100 pounds down, I was numb. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know how to feel, and I still don't. It feels great, of course, but what I mean is, I guess it hasn't really sunk in. Now I'm actually over 100 pounds lost. I'm over 100 pounds down. I actually made it to Onederland, and I'm sure most of you are familiar with that terminology, but it's being back or having a 1 in front of your weight. And that is something that it's really hard for me to put into words, and I'm trying my best, but I haven't been out of the ones in well over, I would say, 19 or 20 years. And so to a certain extent, I thought it was unattainable for me, regardless of what I had done. It's just something that I didn't think would happen. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think my body would allow me to be back in the hundreds. I don't know why. And I think it's because having been over 200 pounds for so long, you begin to see that as your norm. You begin to see, okay, I'm always going to be somewhere in the twos. I'm always going to weigh 2 something. But then I got past that, and for a while I was very comfortable in the twos. To be honest, I was very comfortable in the twos, or in the 2 range. My comfort level in the twos was 220, 215, which was my lowest that I could recall. I would say around 20, between 2013, 2014. So if I was like 215 to 240, 245, I was comfortable. But when the numbers started going to like 260, 270, that started to bother me. And my previous highest weight was 281. And when I hit 281, and this was back in, I want to say between 2009, 2010, somewhere around that area. Actually between 2006 or 7 to 2009, that's when I was around like 281. And that bothered me a lot, and it sparked a weight loss journey. And over some years, over a period of years, I lost 75 pounds. But eventually, and shortly thereafter, it came back. And so again, I was back to my comfort zone was about 220, 240. I stuck in 220, 240 for some years. And then, like I said, it started to creep back on me again. And so I always felt like I would be 2+. I always felt that way. And I would have been fine with that. I think I would have been fine with that if my health had not started to fail. And when I say my health has started to fail, I said this in another video, but I don't have any debilitating health issues associated with my weight, none whatsoever. But I knew that if I didn't stop it or catch it when I did, it was going to get there. There was no doubt about it. At 5'4", I'm 5'4", that's my height, weighing over 300 pounds, that took a toll on my body. And not being able to walk further than a few steps without being in pain, I knew it was coming. It was any day now. My ankles stayed swollen. I was miserable. And so eventually I felt like if I would not have done something, the 3s would have become my norm. And then, you know, that just wasn't for me. So nonetheless, I didn't think I would ever be able to lose 100 pounds, ever. But having surpassed that, and in a relatively short amount of time, it takes some time to process, to be honest with you. It takes some time to process. You might feel joyous in the beginning. You might cry. Different people respond different ways. My response to it was numb. I froze. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw it, I froze. And I just didn't feel anything. But the funny thing is, when I saw the 1 in front of my weight, because I lost 100 pounds, but when I lost 100 pounds, I was still over 200 pounds. Because I was 305.4. I always say that, 305.4. Won't forget that number. But I lost 100 pounds, and so when I saw the over 100 pound mark, I was 202.2. I was 202.2. And at that weight, I still felt like, okay, well, it's just gonna be impossible for me to get into the 1s. That's just not gonna happen. And then shortly thereafter it did. Like less than 2 weeks later it happened. I don't weigh myself every week. I try not to do that. I try not to rely solely on the scale for my weight. So I look at, you know, I focus on my clothes and how I feel and, you know, different things. But I definitely don't weigh solely on the scale. I don't believe in weighing myself every day, which is something I used to do before VSG. I was a scale addict. I was a scale nut. The scale would drive me crazy. So there have been changes that I put into place, and I'll get into that in another video, but one of those is I definitely don't weigh myself every day. And now at this point, I don't even weigh myself every week. That's not to say I don't I don't pay attention to what I'm eating, how I'm eating, when I'm eating. All of those I definitely pay attention to, but I don't obsess anymore, because I think obsessing got me to the point that I was. So if you do have weight loss surgery, VSG, any sort of weight loss surgery, or even if you just go through a serious life change to where you do weigh over 100 pounds, it's going to take some getting used to. There's so much about your life that's going to change, but mentally, I believe it's gonna take a while to wrap your mind around that number because it's definitely taken me a while. I'm still not really used to it. And I think I alluded to this before, but when I saw the 1 on the scale in front of my weight, it was 198.6. I think I re-weighed myself probably 5 to 6 times, if not more, because I just didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. I was in shock. That is the feeling I felt seeing that one. Shock. Okay, y'all. So I just stepped off the scale, part of my dirty form, and I'm trying to make sure my eyes ain't playing tricks on me. This was totally unplanned. This ain't my way day, but something told me this morning to get on the scale. So I did, and I think I'm seeing things. So let's check. Okay, it says how much I weigh. 198.6. Just like when I lost 100 pounds, I felt numb. I kind of feel numb now, but it's more of a, I don't know. I'm just in shock, I guess. I haven't seen. This is damn near surreal to me. I've weighed myself probably 6 times now. Because I just don't believe what I'm saying. That's kilograms. My bad. I don't know what I just did. Think I done messed up the scale. My age, my height. Let's see my weight. That's what I weigh. 198.6. Oh my God. I weigh 198.6. Man. I can't believe this. Because like I said, I just didn't think it was possible for me anymore. I didn't. The 2s were my norm. But there is so much about your norm that will no longer be normal to you after you lose 100 pounds. There's so much that's going to change. And so I plan to document those changes and, let you guys know what I experience throughout this journey. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble like I always do. If you haven't already subscribed, definitely do so. I would love for you to keep up with me. And if you have any questions, definitely drop them down below. If you have already lost 100 pounds, let me know in the comments below what it felt like to you. How did you feel? How long did it take for you to process that? And I will talk to y'all soon in another video. Bye.